was talking about homeless women, and my message is that the homeless woman has many multiple needs, and even if you are not working directly with the homeless people, it's good to realize the reasons why some women become homeless.
I've been talking about religion and SRHR, and my main message was that from the SRHR community perspective, religion is often on the opposite. Like, we are often finding religion to be hampering, to be very political and hindering equality and justice in particular on sexuality and gender across the globe. The message that I've wanted to give is that first of all, to understand what this dynamic of polarization is about, that we need to know more about religion and about exactly these actors that have an agenda that is contradictory to the SRHR agenda, that we also need to reflect on the SRHR community itself and see and understand the dynamics of this particular conflict and polarization. And then the second message I wanted to give is that actually there's much more there are more shades of grey than the black and white positions of the polarization suggest. So there are many religious actors that actually are also advocating women's rights. There are religious actors that actually do want to engage with sexuality education, for example. Maybe they don't know how, or they haven't found the right language to talk to their communities about this, but they are there. And there are also many interesting examples of methodologies to engage religious actors that I think could inspire the SRHR community to engage with religion in a more constructive manner.
My message, because I speaking about the harmful practices against women with disability, forced sterilization and abortion and contraception. And I have to say that for history and all the discussion about women and girls with disability are made over the lives of these persons. So they were stereotyped and they were ignored by the society. And so they undergo to the forced sterilization, contraception and abortion to control their fertility.
I am Lisbeth and I am a member of the European Network Independent Living (ENIL), and we come up for self-determination of persons with a disability. I have to accept a lot of sorts of help, but the system of personal assistance is a good medium, and luckily I live in Flanders. Since 15 years the system exists, but there are a lot of people on the waiting list. People don't have to be put in an institution because their hands are paralyzed, or they are paralyzed still here, just like me. With the right sort of help, we can still do a lot, and I can be a mom.
My main message was that we have to mainstream disability within sexual and reproductive health and rights agenda. And what I mean by that is that we need to ensure participation of women and girls with disabilities in the spaces that we create. But also what I mean is that we need to frame the message in a way that it includes issues that are disproportionately tackling women and girls with disabilities. So we need to frame it more in the sense of reproductive justice. So to include, for example, exclusionary norms of motherhood, or also to tackle personal assistance for persons with disabilities, so that to ensure that they can make their own decision about their bodies and their lives as they want.
Well, I have very little hope, to be honest. So one of the reasons I came here to get some, because both with facing the pornography industry and both with facing the NGOization of the countering movements, there is a need for such a deep, systematic change of how we deal with each other, not just culturally. It's not a cultural thing, it's mainly economic, and how we do, because of the restraints we have shifted from the redistribution of power and material goods to the recognition of rights and identities, that I only find hope nowadays in ideas that actually address these systems that we are trying to work in.
We were at the European Network of Migrant Women Health session, and I presented data from France on problems faced by migrant women, especially women from sub-Saharan Africa. So these women in France face poor maternal health outcomes, but also they face they are more at risk of having postpartum depression and poor mental health. And my message is we need even more data about this to know where we can intervene, and we need more resources to have health services that are adapted for these migrant women.